Hello, everybody. Welcome to our cocktail stream. We're mixing it up tonight, and since here we are, literally mixing it up. And since it's bourbon, that is not my foray. Correct?
That is correct.
So
what are you drinking there?
So Andy's on stage today. Well, I'm having just seltzer. Let's see, LaCroix, key lime. Because today is a fast day for me, so I'm done with my calories for today. So, like many people in the, oh goodness, Northern Hemisphere, right? Because Southern would be having winter or whatever. I'm trying to drop a few LBs because I'm seeing my college girlfriends tomorrow for the beach. So I have to watch my waistline.
Going to take a little plane ride tomorrow?
And take a little plane ride tomorrow. So so since I had also been visiting my folks the weekend before, I had 2 days in between the trips, and I am so not this interesting. I do not travel like that. It just so happens this is how it happened. But so I had 2 days for fasting, and so I'm like, well, I guess they're going to be together, which if anyone does, it's that 5-2 fast. I don't know if anyone does that. It really works for me. And what I like about it is you pick 2 days to eat very low calories, drink lots of water. I use a lot of vegetables because those have very low calories and some protein. And then the rest of the days you eat normal, and it really works for me. So it's seltzer tonight. And I would imagine it will not be seltzer tomorrow night.
I would assume not. There might be seltzer in it.
Well, there might be seltzer in it, but I'm thinking it won't be. But bourbon is your show, so...
Bourbon is my show.
So, and it looks like a different kind of bourbon here tonight.
Yes. So this is Russell's, and which I have not had. I just opened it right before this. And actually, it is distilled and bottled by Wild Turkey. So it's a Wild Turkey bourbon.
So Wild Turkey is a bourbon?
Yeah, well,
I have heard
Turkey
that. Okay.
Whiskey. So
does Wild Turkey make anything? I'm sure they do, because if they made that,
I would guess. But
originally, like when someone would say Wild Turkey, that meant whiskey or bourbon or both, or someone might. Because I feel like I've heard Wild Turkey, but it wasn't like the brand; it was the liquor. So I was just wondering.
I don't know.
If you all know that, please put it down in the chat, and also let us know what you're drinking tonight. And as usual, if you like the content, please like the video and make sure and follow. We missed everyone this weekend, but I was visiting my folks, so wasn't able to stream this past weekend, and I won't be able to stream this weekend because I'm continuing with some R&R with my girlfriends. Right. But then, actually, just to catch people up, the next cooking stream will not be this Saturday, but the next Saturday. And I wish I had the date, but it will be on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter to get the date, and I'll make sure and be tweeting it. So in any event, I'm making a wonderful, wonderful spring dish. I'm making asparagus risotto. And asparagus, well, I love risotto, period. And I found risotto to be actually, a lot of people get intimidated by risotto, but it's really not as fussy as you think, and it's very simple formula. And then what's nice is once you have the formula, then you can make so many different kinds of risotto. But in the springtime, the asparagus is awesome. Yeah, so it's good. So it's going to be that. And also one more thing. Okay. I'm sorry. Next week, I will be back in the mixing it up chair, and you will be sitting here. And I cannot wait till next week. Next week, I'm making Cosmos. Okay. Oh, you laughed. Did you see him laugh? I don't think Cosmos are funny. I think they're delicious.
See him back down.
And and I think I started them when the Sex and the City, just like everybody else. But I'm actually doing some research for this one because, to be honest, I've never been happy with my own Cosmos. They've only been so-so. So I'm doing a little research, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I find out and what
and you will sample them the whole week beforehand.
Just can't today, so I'm going to have to wait till I get back from the trip. But yes. So bourbon and Wild Turkey.
You want me to?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Join? Okay.
I digress.
All right, so
I just missed talking to everybody.
Yes, I can see that. So anyway, so Russell's Bourbon. That's a 10-year-old bourbon. I was doing just at the liquor store. I was talking to some folks, and somebody suggested this, so we ended up doing that.
Can I ask a question about the bourbon? So, and I just don't know bourbon well. Yep. So, are all bourbons 10-year bourbons, or some more, some less?
No, some are more and some are less.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a mid-price bourbon, not too expensive, not too cheap. So, looking forward to tasting it. And so we are making an old fashioned, and an old fashioned is just that. It's one of the very old drinks, and there is what?
I just realized I wrote on this drink Manhattan.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old fashioned.
Okay, I'm so sorry. This is my first blip, like a total blip. So if you're watching, or if you just are watching the VOD, stick with us, but and I will make the changes on there. It must be the fasting. It just had me go a little loopy. So I'm so sorry. So it's surprise. It's an old fashioned.
It's an old fashioned. Okay.
You can tell it wasn't my drink. So I'm sorry, sweetie.
You sure you haven't had anything to drink tonight?
Okay. I think though I'm really hungry, so it's made me a little
loopy.
A little loopy.
All right, so the old fashioned. There's all kinds of stories about when it was made, and it was as far back as like 1806, and then there was 1833. It was in New York, and then it's been all over the place. So, but I think the first time it was really mentioned in wide description was the Chicago Daily Tribune in 1882. So, but then there was a gentleman's club in Louisville, Kentucky, that claims the old-fashioned cocktail was invented there. So all over the place, but long and short of it, it's been around for a long, long time. So it is a very easy drink to make and very, very simple. And we are going to make it even more simple. Because one of the things it calls for is sugar cubes and then ice. So water. So we're just kind of combining that and using simple syrup. So
which is very simple to make. It's same amounts of water and sugar, and it's very easy to make.
Yeah, it's simple. You just heat it up until the sugar goes away.
Although we were finding out from someone else that we follow makes a richer one with
more sugar.
Yeah, right? It's 2 to 1, and they use like that raw sugar, right. So it has like almost.
So it's a little bit thicker. This is kind of you'll see this flavor. Is pretty thin, but it works. Yeah. It's perfect. So anyway, very simple drink. So I'm gonna get some ice cubes. I'm making 2 because the boy likes.
Oh, someone else is joining us, not myself, but. And I'm noticing you have bitters. And I wanted to mention, because those are orange bitters, and I know you and I were talking because I was mentioning that I know with some recipes with old fashions they use Angostura bitters, and we have both. We have Angostura and we also have orange bitters. This one in particular is, which I know they're kind of one and the same from Woodford Reserve, but what you had found is that you preferred this bitters to the Angostura, right? Yeah,
but they're 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. So, but again, a very simple drink because I don't measure a lot. So, especially with an old fashioned, I don't measure at all. So it's just kind of all by.
So this is hard to pin them down. That's why if you notice the recipe, which says Manhattan but is old fashioned, it was a little bit. It was like 2 to 3. I forget what the other thing was. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really spend much time measuring the old fashioned.
You eyeball it, right?
And to be honest with you, if I feel like a little smaller one, I pour in a little less bourbon. If I feel like a little bigger one, I pour in a little bit more bourbon. So I don't know what I feel.
So you're
like
not
today.
measuring today, right?
I'm not.
Okay.
So do that. So I'm probably more on this one on the right is going to be me. So
But you're bragging. See, I have my seltzer. That's not fair.
All right, so then I literally just take my little, what I call a teaspoon, but you don't call it a teaspoon, right?
Yeah, it's a little it's just a little. I was being a cook. I take teaspoons literally, and like that's a measuring spoon because that's what we wrote down on.
So anyway, so just take like 1.5 of these. Just put them in like that.
We're not really sure what the measurement is, so to taste.
It's just somewhere around there. I am going to
put
because
the bitters in yet?
not yet.
Okay.
So because Amy always makes fun of me about how I peel the orange, I'm going to let you do it today.
All right. So I was telling him you can just use one of these. They make it nice.
I think mine's yours is better actually. So then just a couple bitters. That was probably a little too much, but that's matte, so it really doesn't matter.
And by the way, some of you might be wondering why we're using a clementine. We got some mixed messages about needing another orange because I do try to supply. I do the ordering in the family, and I do try to keep his oranges there. I eat these with lunch, the clementines. So it's clementines tonight.
That's right.
Actually, they smell really good.
They do smell good.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, so a little bit of bitters, and then just.
And how many dashes did you put in?
Probably three or four. Matt, I went a little heavy on and mean to.
Oh, he likes. Oh, no, he will like. So
get the oils in the. You got to be careful with these because they break a little bit more. Just squeeze and twist just to get the oils out of the.
I can see him. It makes your fingers wet.
It does. And then Luxardo cherry. Matt doesn't. Yeah, I'll give Matt a Luxardo cherry.
So the funny part is Matt does not care for the Luxardo cherries.
And gee, look who comes out of the room right now.
Perfect
as soon as he
timing.
hears. Okay.
So do you stir it?
I do.
Okay.
I should have done this a little bit better.
Have you had that before?
Yeah. Well, you just busted this open, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was first time tonight. You want to take a picture?
Mm-hmm. Let me get your phone there. Thank you. Whoopsie.
There you go, Matt. Let me know how it is.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, this has such a interesting taste to it too. This is
so. Look at this. It's distilled and bottled by Wild Turkey. So it's one of their whiskeys. So because they have numerous different whiskeys. So, but I'm looking forward to tasting it if Amy comes back with the picture.
Sorry.
Here she comes. But it really is. The great thing about an old fashioned is it's so simple, and especially when you do it the way I do it, which is, I'm sure not the proper way, but it really it's so simple to do and use the simple syrup.
Yep.
And
I'm sure it's very bourbony, correct?
Well, it's kind of
Can I
got a
smell
fair
it?
amount of
Oh
bourbon.
wait, he's thinking.
Cheers.
He's thinking.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bourbon.
Oh, it's good.
You like
really
it
good.
with
Russell's.
the Russell?
I do.
Yeah, it's definitely different than whatever old fashioned you made me last time.
I look forward to drinking the Russells over the rocks, on the rocks, just
Is it
to
smoother?
taste it. No, it's smoother. It's just
different.
Just a little bit different flavor. So,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Well, good.
So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I will make sure and amend the Manhattan to Old Fashioned. So anyone watching this later as a video, you won't even know. And you'll be confused why we're talking about this. But thank you for joining us. As always, please like the video and also be sure to subscribe if you have not already. And we'll see you next week when I make Cosmos. And again, this weekend I will not be streaming, but the next weekend, in 2 weekends, 2 Saturdays, I will be streaming making risotto, or rather asparagus risotto.
So Tuesday is when we're back.
Well, next Tuesday is when we're back with Cosmos. And then in 2 Saturdays, I'll be back with the cooking stream.
Do I have to drink a Cosmo?
Well, honestly, I'm not wasting a Cosmo on you if you're not going to drink that.
Huh.
Really?
Okay. I might.
I know Matt will drink a Cosmo.
Matt will drink anything.
He'll drink
gasoline. If
He's
you
like
give it to
Mikey in Life cereal. Oh no, Mikey wouldn't eat anything. Take that back. So have a great week, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And cheers. Cheers to my
Cheers.
end of my fast day.
Cheers, everyone.